they're an unbelievable piece of machinery. Like the sound quality is fantastic. The noise cancellation is just so good. Like I can sit on an airplane with the crying baby in front of me and behind me, and I couldn't care less. Like it's great. But what I was saying was,
I
now that
heard
it's
they're
cold
really,
outside,
really
I gotta
nice.
walk around. I gotta walk around with a beanie on, because it's beanie season, and I do have to wear my headphones over the beanie because under the beanie, I think we can all agree looks absolutely insane. That's like school
It's just
shooter
not
behavior.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah.
that. And it
Well,
does decrease the sound
I heard
quality.
they're really nice, but I don't like. I will say with just the noise cancellation technology of like pumping in white noise, like with my Bose, I don't hear shit when I'm on an airplane. Like I don't hear the airplane. I don't hear people. Like it's so nice how far they've come with this noise canceling shit that they have now. It's the best. Like I love at the gym, dude. I'm totally immersed. I don't hear any fucking machines, people talking. It's awesome.
Yeah, so these are always noise canceling, and then when you hit a button, it turns on microphones that capture things that are happening around you.
Ambient sound,
So
like
then it pumps that. Yeah, then it pumps that sound in. It doesn't like turn
Interesting.
anything off. It turns something on, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
So
Very
headphones are
interesting.
crazy, man.
Yeah, we've come a
Come a
long way.
long way. I found an old iPhone charger in my car, Anthony. You want me to hold on to that until next
I
time I
will
see you?
gladly accept it.
Like
These iPods
the
are
big
still
square
working.
John.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I figured. Yeah,
those are hot
I'll hold on to it
commodities
for you.
sure. Because some of the ones
That's
you buy,
crazy.
like if you went on Amazon, I think and bought like an old school Apple charger, um, they will work strictly for charging, but not for syncing up with like an iTunes library and stuff. So, yeah, if it's an OG cord, keep that thing around.
It's not.
Nice.
It's like it's on a little raveler thing. I don't know if that's the right word for that. Like it spins in and
Yeah.
out. It could be useful.
It may still work. It may still work.
Way to
though.
find out.
Yeah.
Before we get started, everybody, totallybiasmusic.com is live. It is up. We have 3 articles live. We have all of our episodes, well, almost all of our episodes on there. We have a place you can go submit submissions for us if you want to give us something to listen to, read, anything like that, watch. Trey has an article up. I have 2 articles up. One of them's an album review. Trey is an intro to the blog, the return of the blog, and then we have Stranger Things article that I wrote and Trey edited. So if you have not been to totallybiasmusic.com, please go after, pause this podcast, go to it so that we get the
No, it's real.
traffic and then come back. And then come back. Yeah, no, it's
What
real.
is our what's our traffic looking like, by the way? Are we like
Our
Atlanta
traffic was-
at rush hour? Are we like Birmingham at 7:30 in the morning? Like where are we at here?
We're kind of like probably Birmingham around like 2
Yeah.
p.m. Like there's
Okay.
cars on the road. There's cars on the road.
That's what
Nobody's getting
matters.
stopped up, and
Yeah.
it actually looks pretty decent. And I saw, because obviously when we first launched it, there was, I think within 24 hours, there was like 100 and something total at the end. And then when I released the Carter 4 article, there was another bump of like 30 something. So people are at least clicking. People are interested. So we just gotta
steady trickle.
steady trickle.
I got some good feedback on both of those articles. So for both of your
Nice.
articles. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
nice. Yeah.
Consistently good feedback by the Stranger Things article, which I think has only aged gracefully since the finale.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. I think that timing helped us out for sure.
You got into Saturday Night Live too, so you're on the topic.
Oh yeah, true.
It's Blake's favorite show.
Before we get started, how's y'all's New Year's resolutions coming? Trey, have you been drinking more beer?
I've been drinking, dude, so many beers. It's just like
Nice.
this right here. It's a LaCroix, but it's actually it's a beer LaCroix.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very
it has
cool.
90,
Didn't know
it's
they had that.
90% alcohol. Yeah, it's
Hard.
great.
Yeah.
Resolutions are going good. My resolution is 25 days in the gym, 15 days cardio, and 5 days of yoga or another mobility activity every month. That's my big one. But I decided that I'm going to count snowboarding as being in the gym because I don't want to be like my resolution to hold me back from the reason that I'm going to the gym, which is to be better at snowboarding. You know what I mean?
Well, that
So
should be your cardio day.
That
should be your cardio
because
days.
I want to do. I'm trying to keep up my cardio days like pretty strictly.
Oh, okay.
Trey,
Yeah, sometimes
Okay.
like a lower body day.
Trey, have you heard?
I feel like
Okay,
it's
that's fair.
Have either of y'all heard of a Slack board? So it's like basically, the Slack lines between.
Yeah, I get ads for
Yeah,
them.
dude, it's worth it. I've got one, and I showed it to my nephews
Yeah.
too. And they have different, like, obviously like the skilled slackliners can just go on one slack line, but they have it where you can adjust it to two, so you can really play around with a lot of balance exercises and like core strengthening stuff. But it's fun as hell, and your family would love it too. So it's like a cool
I've
kind
been
of
thinking
thing
about getting one.
to have around or have lying around, because it just makes a good time. But also, like, it's a workout. It definitely is.
Nice. Blake, what are your
Very
resolutions?
First off, I gotta say I'm impressed you're keeping up with the physical activity. It's gonna be a physical year for you with all that. That's a lot of shit in 1 month to do, but that's a good goal. That'll be fucking
Well, like if I do
dope.
30 minutes on a Stairmaster before I go to the gym, I count that as cardio. So like I can do both in
that
one
counts.
day. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Clear the rules.
Yeah, it's going good. I'll finish my third book before the end of January, so that'll be 3 books in a month. But the problem is, I'm trying to hit 50, so 3 books in a month isn't enough. I gotta do 4 some months, which is going to be difficult. But I've been reading spy novels. I don't know why. I was like, you know what? Let me just get a little like mystery going here. And I'm reading a spy novel series right now that I've really enjoyed. It's from a guy that was an MI6 operative, and he writes books now. And so this one is actually about like a spy during the Ukraine-Russia conflict in 2022. So there's obviously a lot of like real life politics and things involved in it. But yeah, I've been reading my ass off, man. I've been reading like probably 120 minutes a day, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Trying to keep that consistently. Yeah. So we'll see. It's gonna be tough. I need to not pick 600-page books.
Yeah.
Like needs to be my goal. I need to keep it at like the 400-page section, I think.
Or you
but
can
other
count
than
those
that-
as 2. If you like, you want to read something, you know what I mean? Like, don't not read it because it doesn't go with your goal.
Trey's all about taking
That's
those
true.
rules and just a little stretchy. He's making
Yeah.
it work, you know?
He's-
The thing is, what I don't want to happen for anybody is like, don't have your goals so concrete that you're not doing the thing that you enjoy doing.
True.
Like, that's the
True.
purpose of the goal. Like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
bend the rule.
Yeah.
Anthony, what are your
Anthony,
yours?
have you taken in any dogs? Have you taken in any dogs permanently? Because that was your
Yeah, okay, yeah.
resolution
Well,
to not
so-
do that.
No, not officially, but I do still have one dog who's been staying
yes.
with me he's staying with me indefinitely, but indefinitely through March, or to the end of March
Okay.
at the latest, right? But it's for a friend, and friend was going through, a family had an accident, and so they're needing to take care of the family member. So it's out of charity. I'm not getting paid for it either. So it's like, I love this dog. He's great. He's easy. So I guess I'm bending the rules just a little bit, so
Hey,
it's kind of a theme.
like you said,
Mhm.
it's okay to bend.
Yeah.
Just don't break.
I'll tell you one more.
This is a self-help podcast. now.
Right. Well, so on that topic, something I realized last night while I was taking a shower, I was like, it's too quiet in here. And I used to always have, those waterproof slip cases that you can put your phone in? Like just like on the river or something like that. It's airtight.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would go find a Bluetooth iPod, charge it up, load it up, and it would strictly be my shower iPod. So like no phone, no internet access, so just where I could change tracks if I wanted to. But that's when I need to get that set up again, because shower music, thinking in the shower is like, I think the safest place you can be besides like sleeping in your bed, right? Where your brain is like truly free to go places. So I advise everyone, if you don't do it, find you some soft music to just play in the shower and let your brain just go and see what you come up with. So there's the self.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds peaceful.
It really is.
Don't waste too much water though. Maybe like kind of do like a turn on and off thing. When you really get into thought, turn it off.
Ooh.
Think for a little bit, turn it back on.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. Like, yeah.
We're running out of water here, guys. Let's be careful.
I like cold showers, so my showers are pretty quick.
Been there. That'll wake you up.
I know we're getting derailed here and we actually need to start the podcast, but I just want to say this ice bath thing, I have concluded after doing it for about 2 weeks that this is all a sham and it does fucking nothing for you.
You're wrong. You're very wrong about that.
I have noticed zero difference. It has not made me feel any better, and I prefer the home sauna that I have, which is way fucking better. So
Well, you do both.
I don't know.
Are you doing both?
I'm doing both. I'm doing the ice bath into the sauna
You're
after
doing it wrong.
after the
Wrong.
gym.
You gotta go the other
No,
way.
you got the other way around. You go sauna. You know what?
No,
when I'm in,
dude,
like
stop.
next time I'm in
Stop.
Next time I'm in Denver, I'll take you to a cold plunge place. I'm sure they have 1,000 of them, and we'll go, and you'll walk on, and you'll be like, "Wow, Trey, you were right." And
Oh
it'll be the
my
first time I've ever
God.
said that sentence, but it'll be nice.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Totally Biased Music. It's Blake, Trey, and Anthony, and today we are reviewing Purple Rain by Prince and Ballad of a Small Player, which is a movie, Colin Farrell movie on Netflix, released late 2025. So I'm very excited to talk about. We chose Purple Rain for a number of reasons, partially because we'd never done it. Also, Purple Rain, the song, and When Doves Cry was in the Stranger Things finale, which put it all on our minds. And obviously, Purple Rain, commercially, his most successful album. It sold 25 million copies. It is in the Grammy Hall of Fame. It's in the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. It's probably his most famous, if not one of the most famous albums ever. And yeah, we've never done a Prince album to my knowledge. We have not done Purple Rain, so wanted to dive in. And I just gotta say, I may have been a little confused, but like, this guy does not play a lot of guitar on this album, which is kind of what I was expecting. And I was shocked, and I'm not going to say whether it was a good or a bad shock. I just expected more guitar. Was I off base in this? Was I misunderstanding, or were you guys also expecting more guitar in this album?
I was not, but only because I kind of knew that this was a very like 80s synth forward album, like based on, I don't know, just like my understanding of what Purple Rain is and like the time that it came out. And I know Prince is a really good guitar player, but he's not like a guitar player. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of his whole thing, is that he's a virtuoso in like every instrument basically. So I wasn't expecting a lot of guitar going into it. So
I did not know this. I would have liked to have known this going into it. My mindset would have been a lot fucking different than what it was going into this.
Interesting.
But that is, now I know, and I think more re-listens may change things. Anthony, what about you? Are you familiar with Prince's world?
No, not at all. And like, say that with full transparency, because I obviously have heard of Prince. You can't not hear of Prince, and I think in my mind Prince has been elevated to this platform that this album didn't even like get close to where I had in my head. So it did me a huge disservice listening to this and going, what's the big deal about this album, right? So I dug in a little bit. Obviously you can find that like Prince plays a lot of instrumentation on this album, from synths to drums to guitar. But these songs, like, I think even the first song does this, like, the song doesn't end, it kind of trails off. A lot of studio recordings will do this with some songs that I guess are intended to be longer listens, but they have to cut it down so it can fit on a record, or they can fit other tracks. And so I was like, I don't, there's got to be more to this, right? So I found the Purple Rain film, because the film is kind of like a companion piece to this album. I mean, there are like 8-minute versions of some of these tracks in that film. So I wanted to kind of see what he's bringing from a performance standpoint, from a stage persona standpoint, just to see if there's something that I'm totally missing or could never have experienced and never understood it that way. So, I mean, it was definitely an interesting listen, but like I struggle with the 80s in this type of lane of music. Now, Morris Day and the Time, Bootsy Collins, all these other funk, figures too, are all dealing with the same kind of like resources. But I don't know if I like Prince. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm very indifferent or leaning towards I don't like him. And it's hard to say, but I mean, just out of what I have to go off of, yeah, I'm struggling. I was struggling.
A rare Anthony negative take.
I know, right? But here's the thing, like, I kind of felt the same way, because this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, but Rolling Stone has this, out of their top 100 best albums of the 80s, it's number 2, and on their top 500 greatest albums of all time, it's number 8. And that's how people view Purple Rain, like that it's like this fucking masterpiece, perfect album. And I was listening to it, and I'm kind of with Anthony. It's like it's so 80s, like synth, weird disco pop drum shit going on, and like a lot of it works, a lot of it doesn't. And I was listening to it like, man, am I missing something? Or like, was it just the time that made people look upon this so positively? Like, I don't want to be a dick. Rest in peace to Prince. And like, he shreds, and I love the way the guy dresses. I think he's really cool. but like I don't know, what am I missing here? You know, like what am I
I mean, I
missing
have to
here?
agree. I think that there's just a time and place to experience the phenomena that's Prince, right? I mean, him and Michael Jackson right around the same time. So like you had Thriller and then this came a couple years later. So it's like it's kind of dovetailing off of that, but it I mean, I think if at that time if this is all you have, it's the best thing ever. But knowing where we are now, you know, some 40 years later, right? Where we know what music can be. I mean, obviously they don't have the same resources that we do now. It doesn't hit me with a big impact really at all.
Trey, did you feel that way?
Not really. I actually really enjoyed it. Not to be, like the guy who disagrees, but I think that some of the like the Prince magic in this is like some of the weird arrangements and like the random, like you're talking about like the 80s synth pop stuff, which like I don't particularly enjoy the sound of it, and like I don't really enjoy this record like by itself. If I'm looking at it from a critical lens, like some of the stuff that he does, like the guitar solo at the end of Let's Go Crazy, or like the way that there's all this like synth weirdness, and then Darling Nikki drops into this, like even the lyrics like beside themselves, like the really like sexual nature of like the like it's like I think it just covers a lot of different ground, which is what Prince was all about, was like being this virtuosic dude, and the fact that he makes all of this himself is pretty impressive. So like I see why it was such a big deal in the 80s. I don't think it really holds water necessarily like what we listen to now, because I don't like the 80s and I don't like 80s music. But as far as 80s music goes, this is kind of like the master class of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like if you had to, it's like a personification of the 1980s in an album,
Right,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that Purple Rain, the song itself, when Doves Cry, and sorry, I'm just going to give my top three, but I didn't really mean to. And Let's Go Crazy. Like, I think those songs are absolutely fantastic. Like, I would listen to When Doves Cry and Purple Rain on repeat. I think the songs are amazing. So, I mean, it definitely has, like, its hits that are really enjoyable and that hold the test of time. But some of the other, like, weird 80s synth stuff, yeah, it's not going to be for us, I don't think.
When did he play the Super Bowl? Does anybody remember?
I'm gonna guess that it was 1997, but
What
it
do I
might
think
be
we were
earlier.
alive? Like we were older.
No, it
like
was no, it was
2000
recent.
something?
It was recent. It was
I don't think it was-
2007.
Okay.
2007.
I was only
Yeah.
a decade off.
Yeah, that's true. I like I mean, yeah, sure, it's not that bad. I do vividly, like, for some reason I do vividly remember that halftime show being such a big deal. And I do remember like bits and pieces of it. I remember the guitar he was playing too, that crazy ass purple guitar.
Wasn't he kind of on a comeback loop when he died?
I
like-
believe so, because he died in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what he was doing around that time. Maybe could have been.
There's an album that he came out with like right when he died. I might be thinking of someone else actually, but I thought it was like some type of like crazy good or big album. It might be somebody else. I might be thinking Michael Jackson. They're basically the same.
Right.
Well, one has a little bit more of a traumatic or controversial past, I should say, than the other one. And it's great. You know what's really what I really love is that I can't go look on fucking Spotify to find out, because the first 12 albums on there are released after his death, because the studio needs to suck him dry of every little bit of fucking money they can take from him. So let me scroll for about 5 minutes and then I'll find if there's a 2016 one. Anyway, while I do that, Anthony, what are your top songs?
Well, I was going to say that's Prince's side of the controversy, is just his estate and how they handled a lot of shit after the fact. But my top tracks,
Really?
yeah, well, no secret here. Purple Rain, number 1. When Doves Cry, number 2. I think those songs are great. And to bounce off the Stranger Things finale, I love how they did that, where they used the whole B-side of this album as a building towards this climax of what's going to happen. So like that, I love that faction into that show. Because I mean, those songs I don't think had ever been used in anything before. So it is interesting that they got around to doing it now, but I like the way they delivered that. But my number 3 track, I was trying to figure out, what do I like most about this other songs on here? And I like the vibe change that Darling Nikki provides in this album. It's the last song on the A side. but the ending of the song too is pretty I mean, there are aspects of things that Prince does in his music that I see as very innovative, and I'm like, damn, look at him going for it, really, right? But the vocals at the end, it's in reverse. I forget what they're actually saying, but it's a pretty deep. I think it might even be a verse or something out of the Bible. I don't know, but yeah, I really enjoyed the backwards vocals to kind of cap off that track too. So, Darling Nikki is my number 3 top track.
Very nice. Trey, do you want to go? You brushed over your top 3. You want to go into a little more detail?
Yeah, I also, before I do my top 3, Darling Nikki I have as an honorable mention for a couple reasons. First off, I'm looking at the lyrics right now, and the lyrics are, "Hello, how are you?" For the backwards. "Hello, how are you? I'm fine, 'cause I know soon, coming soon, that the Lord is coming."
Yeah.
Those are the lyrics.
So the play on coming.
They're written backwards. Right.
But the play on coming
Right.
with this, Nikki track of being very highly sexualized too. So yeah, I enjoy that.
Very Beatles-esque. Yeah, and also I have a fun memory of Darling Nikki. Blake, you were there. Do you remember what it might be about?
I have absolutely zero recollection of this.
Okay, so a band canceled at Hangout Fest, and the Foo Fighters came on and played that day set. And
Yep.
they played.
It was
they
all
played
covers.
Yeah, it was all covers, and they played Darling Nikki. Oh, it was because CeeLo was late.
Yeah, CeeLo
And
Green
he got
was
there,
super late.
and he got there, also a person with a checkered past. And he got there, and then he came out and sang "Darling Nikki" with the Foo Fighters.
Now I remember. Yeah. I remember that show very vividly. It was sick.
Yeah. It was like during the middle of the day. It's great. Top 3 though, in no particular order, is "Purple Rain," and then "When Doves Cry," and "Let's Go Crazy." I think "Let's Go Crazy" is an awesome intro track. The guitar solo at the end is absolutely sick. Pretty Lights played "When Doves Cry" when they were in Minneapolis last year, so that's kind of just a fun little fact that's not necessarily related to this. And then Purple. My uncle is a really big Prince fan, and like he would like play "Purple Rain," like the song, all the time when I was a kid. So there's a little bit of a nostalgia factor in it for me as well. So yeah,
very nice.
Those are my top 3.
Yeah, I had "Let's Go Crazy" on there as well. I mean, this song goes pretty hard, and like it's still kind of a. It's kind of a tone setter, because I could tell. I was like, oh, this album is not going to be what I expected it to be. Like, it just sounded so like quintessential 80s, but it's upbeat. It's pretty like kind of gets me going, and then the guitar solo, like Trey said at the end. I mean, he's shredding his ass off. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a light tease. Maybe he's teasing the next track. I was wrong about that, but for a split second, I thought that's what was coming. And then I had actually, instead of, I have "When Doves Cry" as honorable mention, but on my top tracks I have "Computer Blue." I like this song. It is a head bobber. I could just picture myself like, I would have been such a cool like biker, smoking cigarettes, drinking Miller High Life guy in the 80s, like an old
You're
Harley,
that guy
you know.
Now, minus the cigarettes plus cigars. That's exactly who you are.
Right, I would have fit so perfectly in my cutoff vest that was denim, riding around on my Harley with my long hair, and I would have been listening to "Computer Blue" in the gym, my home gym, curling those like big ass iron fucking weights. It would have been awesome. So that's kind of the vision I get from that. And then best song is obviously "Purple Rain." I mean, this song is fucking iconic, dude. It's so good. And like Trey said, like I can just listen to it over and over and over again and not get tired of it. I was in the steam room earlier. I was like, let me rinse just my top 3 again while I'm getting ready for the pod, and I put "Purple Rain" on. I was just in the steam room singing to myself and just really enjoying it. Here's a question I want to ask for you guys though. Is this a sad song or a happy song, and could it be a first dance song for a bride and groom at a wedding?
Are you planning a wedding?
I'm just throwing out a question. Let's not dig too deep into it. Let's just throw it out there.
There was a weight to that question that we all could feel. I think it's a sad song for sure. I think it's a sad song.
Okay.
It's like basically a breakup song. No, to answer your question, your first dance cannot be to "Purple Rain."
Damn, you don't think so, Anthony? What do you think? Oh, you're muted. By the way,
you muted yourself. You got dogged.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So, well, how did you hear me say it could be a? Oh, anyway. Well, it can be a wedding song, I think, or a first dance song, just because of the setting itself. Like, can't you see? Like, obviously, everyone clears the dance floor, right? But then the lights go to purple, and then the song starts, and then Blake
It's got a
starts
light show with it.
dancing. You
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
lighting cue set up
See,
though,
yeah,
because that could be fucking sick. I think. So I
yeah.
support
All
it.
right, I like
Whoever's trying
that.
to do it, I support you.
Okay,
Um, okay.
okay.
Anything else, Blake? You want to say on your tops?
No, I'll pass that along to my friend that was wondering if he could use it as his first dance
Okay.
song.
I'm
I'll
gonna
let
poll
him
my
know.
parent. I'm gonna poll my parents, people who lived in the '80s. Like, is "Purple Rain" an acceptable first dance song at a wedding?
That's a great
But then,
question.
then throw out the caveat to perhaps a millennial or a Gen Z. What do you think about for that age group too? I'd be curious to hear what
yeah,
they
yeah,
say.
yeah. I'll let him know right now that the verdict is divided, that we haven't landed on a final verdict.
So,
All right, bottom tracks,
all
Anthony. What do you
right,
got?
so I have "Let's Go Crazy" on there just because of the like trying to think of the how to best to explain this. So like when I'm thinking of somebody singing about like let's get crazy, let's get hyped, like that's what I feel this song's trying to do for a crowd. Like just really light up this crowd and get them going. And it's just the energy doesn't match that concept for me. Now I rewatch, like I said, I started the movie. I haven't finished it yet. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get through, at least just for me right now. But like the opening track of the film is "Let's Go Crazy," and it's him on stage and he's doing his thing on stage. And like I respect that so much because now I can see it play out versus try to imagine what it was. So just in comparison to the album version to the film version, that's kind of why I put it on here too, because it's like double the length in the film, and you get to see him playing guitar, which is something that I want to see with my eyes too. So I put that on my bottom track. Um, the other two I put on here, "Take Me With You" and "Baby I'm a Star." I couldn't get on board with those two tracks either. So that's what I got. Nothing, no more real details, but yeah, those are the ones I wasn't huge fans of.
Trey?
Fair. I only have two really true like bottom tracks that I really didn't enjoy, but I'll put a third one on there to apply to the rules. My first bottom track that kind of throws me off the album is "The Beautiful Ones." I just don't really enjoy like the jarry like piano like dit 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 thing. And then "I Would Die for You." I would die if I have to listen to the song again. It is the most like drum loop. It's like the most drum loop '80s track ever made. It's just not. It's just not good. It's just not. Let me rephrase. It's not for me. Maybe there's some type of incredible experimentation that he's going for here that blew people's minds back then. But
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want to listen to this. And then the third bottom ish, I would probably go with "Take Me With You," just because this is kind of where you settle into the this is '80s synth.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's not that bad. I can
Yeah.
take it with me or leave it.
That's fair. I had "Take Me With You" on there for kind of the same reasons. This is when the reality came crashing back down to me and I realized what I was about to be in for. This is like what you'd hear at like a food court mall in 1984. Like that's like what you'd hear, or at, like they used to do those disco yoga
Yeah.
class things at the mall. Yeah, Jazzercise. This would be one of the songs there. So yeah, hard pass for me. I had "Darling Nikki" on there. I don't like this song, man. It's too aggressive. It's too aggressive and too
Surprising
sexual,
from
man.
you. You're a very aggressive and sexual being.
I'm neither one of those things. I'm peaceful and I'm abstinent, so it just
Peaceful and
doesn't.
celibate.
Yeah, so it just doesn't hit for me, man. It's too much. And then I also had "I Would Die for You" as well. So almost pretty aligned with Trey, but yeah, those ones feel, apart from "Darling Nikki," but "Take Me With You" and "I Would Die for You." Maybe it's he was trying to tie in the letter U, kind of make these the same song, same ending of the title.
Yeah,
They
I like
both
that.
sound very similar, and they both sound way too fucking 80s for me, man. It's
Yeah.
too much. It is too
Fair.
much. But I want to go back and I want to re-listen front to back, knowing what I know now, that I shouldn't be expecting guitar here and I shouldn't be expecting crazy solos and shit, and see if that changes my opinion. But I think that hatred for the 80s is just ingrained in my soul, man. I can't escape it, you know?
I get it. I get it. I would say though, I mean, this film it's interesting because it's so, I keep talking about it, but it's like I'm very curious and I haven't found out yet, but like what came first, the story behind the music or the music and then a film accompaniment afterwards? Because I think he had this vision in his head of like, okay, this is the story I want to tell, and here are the pieces to that story, and here's the album, right? Because it makes more sense. It makes more sense to me when I see it visually displayed in front of me too, because like, and I think I don't know if it's Computer Blue or The Beautiful Ones, where it talks about Nikki and Wendy and this other Lisa, I think, and their characters in the movie, you know. So like out of context, you're like, well, who is he even talking about now? Just some random chicks. But there's more context, I think, in the film, so it's worth a check out for sure.
Yeah, I can get with that. Where are you watching it on?
I had to find the file somewhere. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. The movie is, but I think it's like
I'll get it on the Plex server. Get it the right way.
Don't let Prince's estate find out, because they may be banging on my door any moment now.
Is the estate that bad? I was unaware of this.
I don't know how bad they are. I just know that so Morris Day and The Time, that's the other kind of funk band, right, of this time period, and they're featured heavily in this film. And then I found out that Prince inevitably, I don't know, he created the band The Time because he needed another band on the label with him. So Morris Day and The Time kind of was formed, and then they're featured in this film. But then after Prince died, Morris Day got a notice saying like he can't utilize the term Morris Day and The Time moving forward. So there's a lot of gray still in this for me. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what is right or what is fact. But I don't know. That just rubs me weird, you know, because like you use this guy's likeness in the film, but now are you saying he can't even use that for his own promotion? I don't know. Try not to dig into that too much, but it just rubbed me the wrong way, you know.
Sounds a little like a David Gilmour situation.
Well, that's all of writing credits. Like there was a lot of issues with writing credits with Pink Floyd, but like Morris Day and The Time, like Prince is not writing that music. Maybe he helped form the band, but I feel like once it's theirs and they're creating moving forward, they have all rights to it, but maybe not on the dotted line, so, or the fine print. I don't know.
It's fucking absurd, man. Shit is so absurd. Okay, well, as you guys should probably already know, Rolling Stone gave it a 5 out of 5 because it's so highly ranked and everything else. But what do you guys want to take a guess what Pitchfork gave it?
Probably a 10 out of 10, maybe a 9.
I'll say 7 out of 10. Give me some light.
By the way, did you guys see their metrics for how they rate stuff that I sent you?
No,
I actually thought that was relatively fair.
I thought it was fair too, but it's funny that like it just doesn't match any of the reviews that they've actually given, which I think is hilarious. They gave it a 10. Purple Rain was a landmark that solidified Prince's standing as the preeminent pop genius of his generation. More than 3 decades on, it still retains all of its power. So yeah, that's what they think. What do we think, Anthony? What is your rating out of 10, my friend?
This album resonates with folks from back then. I would be so curious. This was my first listen of this album, and I would be very curious to show it to somebody who has no idea who this is or what it is, and just play it for them and get their opinion, because I don't know if they would like it. I don't know. I gave this album a 6 out of 10. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, for it having so much weight, or Prince having so much weight, I'm just kind of, I guess, you know, taken aback by, like, I know other Prince songs, Little Red Corvette, things like that, but, like, he was never like, you gotta go listen to this guy. It was never like that for me. Like, no one ever was like, you gotta go listen to Prince. Maybe it was assumed that everyone already knew who Prince was, right? Which is probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true. But for me, doesn't do a whole lot. I love Purple Rain, though. I like that track. Has a lot of potential to use in different formats, especially a wedding.
Yeah, there you go. Trey?
Update from Michelle Seville. No, I don't think so, was her response.
Oh no, Anthony, we're getting
So
fucking beat down over here, bro.
yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to update y'all on that. I think I knew a little bit more about what this was gonna be than y'all. It seems like y'all did. For not for any particular reason. Damn, you're drinking a Diet CZ. That sounds so nice right now.
So nice.
Oh, they're so great. I met Meredith at the finish line when she finished her marathon with an ice cold Diet Coke. I kept it
Nice.
cold for 3 hours in my little pouch. Anyway, I give this album a 7.5. I actually enjoyed it probably more than I anticipated. I kind of knew what it was going to be. And great gym album, too. Pretty upbeat. Pretty good exercise
True.
album.
Very true.
Yes, 7.5 for me.
That's fair. I want to say real quick, sidebar, the only thing that I thought was weird about the Pitchfork rankings, I only remember this because you said 7.5. They said 7.6 to 7.9. Excellent record, highly recommended, best in its class for genre, not a bad song on it. 7.6, and you're saying there's not a bad song on it? Like, that just seems so absurd to me.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Anyway,
like that's low. You're saying that's too low, right? Like if you say it out, yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
Right,
agreed.
you're saying there's not a bad song
weird.
on it. Like you would think it'd be like 8.5 and up. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 7. I will listen again. That rating may change. That is a tentative rating. But honestly, like Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, they're so iconic and carry so much weight that it kind of boosts the album a little bit for me. So,
but
now
now
I gotta
tracks
find
too. So like two of the tracks are all time classics. That bumps you up.
Yeah, but now I gotta find, or my friend has to find a different First Dance song because now we know that Purple Rain isn't gonna fly. So, all right, Purple Rain, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard the songs on Stranger Things, go listen to the album. Let us know if we're off base here. Let's get into Rides or Dies. Anthony, you can lead us off. Good sir.
So I brought a track by the electronic group duo. They're called Younger Brother. What Younger Brother is it's Simon Posford from Schmongel and this other guy, Benji Vaughn, who's another musical aficionado in the electronic scene. And he's coming out with a new album. I watched the Spongel live stream. I think it was from Mission Ballroom or Cervantes, one of the ballrooms out there in your neck of the woods. And I was hearing these tracks that I'd never recognized before. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Is like, it's like progressive psychedelic ambient dub music. I think like that's kind of the way my brain compartmentalizes it, and I really like this track. I'm really excited for this album because it's not hyper dramatic, but it's very subtle building throughout this song, and the vocals are really beautiful. So yeah, this song's called "I Belong to Nowhere." It's the first single off the and this is the radio edit. I gave you Blake the radio edit to keep it kind of concise.
Appreciate that.
So what you
Appreciate that. I thought it was really cool. The melody or the, I don't know, chorus, I guess. Like maybe it's the repetition, but it got stuck in my head. And like when I got out of the car and like I was walking around the house, I was still repeating it over and over again. I was like, all right. I mean, I guess that says something, right? If it's stuck in my head and I'm still singing it. I thought it was weird. I thought it was cool. Yeah, but I will say this is one of those songs where like, you guys remember hanging around certain environments, like post show at a campsite at a festival or at someone's house that you followed somebody to a second destination, which you should never do. You're not ever supposed to do that. And now you're in somebody's kitchen and like you feel uncomfortable. I feel like this song could be playing in the background, kind of making things a little more eerie. But for like the isolated moment that I listened to it in, I liked it. So I'm going to give it a ride.
I like that. It also gets hard rides for me. I really enjoyed this. I don't really like much of Spongel's music. Like I think a lot of that like side dub's a little intense for me, as you already know, Anthony. But I do think he's really talented. So it's gonna be like I think this is gonna be something I want to pay attention to when the album comes out. Please remind me to listen to it because I'm interested to hear him in like a different, like just a different focus. I also think whoever his vocalist is, she sounds lovely. So yeah, hard rides for me.
Fuck yeah. Trey, what'd you bring?
I brought a song, and the song that I brought is called El Pastor by Delta Sleep. So actually, I gotta have some visual aid for this one. So inspired by Anthony's little notation calendar, which Yeah, so inspired by that, I've started like I bought a separate little journal to keep like notes of like lyrics that I like a lot. And so I'll just try and find like one a day, but no pressure on it. Like if I find one, great. If I find two or three that day, also great. But this is one of the first few that I've found in that project. It's like the opening lyric from this, I just think is like really pretty. And it's kind of got like a math rocky type of vibe, but it's got like a lot of melody to it as well. So interested to see where you guys fell on it.
Anthony was
So I had never heard of this band or song, so I was interested from the get go. As soon as I heard the drums, I was like, "This is giving me mad Toe vibes." The band Toe, very drum heavy and progressive and like eclectic too. So it was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." And then the vocalist in this song gives me like, I mean, I this is a compliment coming from me is I like Dave Matthews. It gives me Dave Matthews very soft, kind of softer vocals and
Mm.
lets the instrumentation really live around his vocals. So I really like this, man. I'm gonna dig into this band. Is the band called Delta Sleep?
The band is called Delta Sleep, and it's funny you bring up Toe because the playlist that I have this in, Toe is the next song
Oh,
after
hell
that
yeah.
that I'd add to
Fuck
it.
yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Hmm.
Um, I unfortunately have to give it a dice, and I
It's
didn't
okay. I
want to do
expected
that.
it. I
But
expected it.
it's just like the drums are just too chaotic for me. They're I don't know, man. They're just pulling me out of the. It's this weird like. Like I don't know what drummers would call it. It's not like a fourth beat or fifth or whatever the fuck how they measure their beats or whatever. It's like an offbeat kind of thing going on, and it's too much for me. It's overstimulating. It overstimmed me. And my TikTok doctor said I have ADHD because I get overstimulated easily.
And you
So
think
yeah,
about things sometimes, and when you think about things, those
R-
thoughts become, like you feel
right.
nervous or excited about them, and therefore you need to be put in a
I
grippy
Human.
sock situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
Yep.
yeah, so it was just too much. It was just a little too much for me. So it's a dies. Sorry.
That's fair. I'm sure maybe if we have some like music nerds that listen to this podcast, which unless it's Jordan, I don't really know of any, but I think they're playing drums in 5/8 in this, which is probably what threw you off. I
Okay.
think like the time
Yeah, that would
signature
make
is in
sense.
5/8.
That would make
But
sense.
yeah, I could be very
sure.
Where
wrong
did you
about
come?
that. I
Where
don't
did you
really know
find this
anything about it.
band, Trey?
I just found it on a joint playlist I have with a friend. They added it.
Nice. They got taste. They got good taste.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so before we get
gotta ride
into
or
the
die.
movie,
You got one?
Yeah, you got one.
oh yeah, fuck, you're right, I do. Yeah, so I don't have my ass or gas picture up. So
The song.
I
Do you need me to tell you what song it is?
no, I know what it is. I rewatched Twisters last night. This is my fourth watch of Twisters, by the way.
Jesus.
And I picked a song off the soundtrack, "The Cards I've Been Dealt" by Warren Zeiders, I think is his name. But the reason I picked it is because it kind of ties into our movie, right? Which is a gambling movie, cards involved, and the song's about so it's life being compared to games of poker, right? Some people get dealt aces, some people get dealt diamonds, but that's just life. And he's just talking about the cards he's been dealt. I think it fits great in the movie. I think it fits great with the theme of what we're going for with this episode. So yeah, just got to give a shout out to Twisters. Great movie. But what'd you guys think?
I'll go first on this one, and this is not retribution for your opinion on my track. This dies hard for me.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. It's just
Why?
it's just bad country music. And I'm sure Twisters is a very fine film. I've never seen it. But yeah, it's just not good, my friend. I thought you brought it as a joke. Like that's how bad I thought it was. No offense.
Wow.
I
Okay.
thought there was gonna be like a whole bit here.
No, there was no bit. Anthony, what do you think?
Oh.
Fuck you. We're moving on from this.
I'm sorry. I was like, what's the bit gonna be?
What's the angle here? What's the
Yeah.
The
angle?
angle is Blake loves Twisters and he just can't stop.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think he brought a few songs from that soundtrack for sure to the podcast. But like, here's the thing: there are so many songs comparing life with a card game. I mean, the gambler deal. We could go down the list, but like, it just doesn't do anything for me. That's why this song dies for me as well. I mean,
Damn
country. I mean,
it.
Blake. I feel like you could write a country song about gambling and life, and I would love to hear your rendition.
I
Yeah, I think you
absolutely could. I absolutely
but
could.
this one, not for me. The movie, good though.
All right.
What's your favorite gambling song? Do you have one? Just off the top of your head? Crazy Game of Poker. Um,
I don't have a favorite gambling song. I need to
Kinda
think
out, I
about
think.
that.
What about the Kenny
That's
Loggins song? You got knowing a hole
yeah,
in
that's the
no. Is it
game.
Kenny
Kenny
Loggins?
Rogers. Hmm.
Kenny Rogers.
Know when to
that's a good
hold
one.
'em.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, here's my fear, really quick, before we move into this movie. Is like, you we have all had a bit of a renaissance with country music, you and I specifically, and I feel that your renaissance has gone too far. Like
It's like becoming a
like,
thing now. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm afraid that you're gonna start listening to Morgan Wallen like on your own, like regularly.
I do that. I already do
Damn
that.
it!
You're too late, brother. You should have moved earlier.
Damn.
I listen to country music like almost. That was my second most played genre last year. It was hip hop and then country music, bro.
That's okay. That's
I
all
listened
right.
to a shit ton of it. You know,
Uh-huh. Right.
It's
I feel
like
like I feel like someone who
it's-
introduced someone to a drug and now that person's
It's
a
like
drug
feels
addict.
bad.
And I'm like,
It
"God,
just
chill."
feels bad.
it's like house music. You know, you fight it as long as you want, but eventually you give in and you start to
That's-
love it. You know,
that's fair.
just like it'll happen to Anthony here soon.
Fight the good
Yeah,
fight.
well.
Keep fighting.
One
He's-
day he's gonna
he-
be at a Chris Lake show right next to me, just like
Yeah, and he's gonna bring it up on the pod, and he's gonna say, "I want to start the pod by saying I've seen the light. I have seen the light."
I don't even know if Chris Lake is a country artist or a house artist. I have no idea. I have no idea.
It could go. It could go either way. He's a
Definitely
house
could.
artist.
Before we get into the movie, Trey, you brought an ass or gas candidate, so
Did.
let's talk about it.
So I brought the Denver Broncos as the ass or gas candidate because the high that I was feeling is not even really a Broncos fan, but just someone who likes to see classic teams be good, like the Broncos, And after a couple other teams went out of the playoffs, I was like, okay, like I'm all in on the Broncos. And so they win that game in kind of spectacular fashion. And it's like, okay, these guys could actually win a Super Bowl. Like, that's how I view the Super Bowl right now. It's kind of wide ass open. And then you find out that your starting quarterback and basically the entire engine of your offense has broken his ankle and he's out for the year. Are they now, without Bo Nix, are they ass or gas? Is really where my question is coming from.
Okay, I will say this, Anthony. Do you have
Yeah.
thoughts before
Yeah,
I give my
do. Let me
verdict?
go first because you're a homegrown
All right.
Broncos fan, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But so I think they're still gas. I mean, you got the guy calling plays in the Mad Hatter, Sean Payton, and I put all faith in him with whatever tools he's got.
Like Jesus.
Yes, I will take it. He's brought us to the promised land, so he's already he earned that right from me. So like, I just look at how is he going to be creative. He's got a week to plan for New England, so I mean, I think that something's going to happen. Whether it be he can't do an onside kick for surprise, but like I just think it's going to force him to be creative now with Jared Stidham. So if Jared Stidham can protect the football and their defense can play, then they got a chance. So I mean, I'm in. So gas is the Broncos.
Nice. I will say this. I think what's really funny about sports in general is that, all year it's been the Broncos are the worst one seed ever. Look at all these one score games, like they're frauds, blah, 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 blah. Rewind to a year ago. The Chiefs had won like 9 games by one score. And it was the Chiefs, they have the best one score record of anybody in the league. Look how clutch they are. They know how to close out games. But when the shoe's on the other foot, it's time to shit on the Broncos. So I don't think the Broncos, we as part of the team, I don't think we are a fraudulent team. I think the Broncos are fucking phenomenal. And yeah, we did take a blow with Bo Nix, or Bo Picks, as Trey inappropriately called him the other day.
I was just repeating what others have said before me.
I think it's going to require some creativity, but Sean Payton, like Anthony said, he knows how to lead. He knows how to coach a team. And I have the utmost faith that the Broncos can pull us off at home, right? That's a huge advantage. Broncos fans are committed fans, so I think that's big. So for that reason, ladies and gentlemen, the Denver Broncos are pure grade El Cranico Venezuelan gas, baby. That is the final verdict.
How much time did you spend on this? Because I know you didn't use AI.
It did not take very long via meme creator, but I just want to say that's how gas they are. Nothing is slowing down this train, baby. Let's fucking go.
Just leave that up for the rest of the episode if you could.
And we will touch base in 2 weeks, and at that point it'll be, I think, after the Super Bowl, and so maybe we'll be riding even higher on the Denver Broncos. That is my hope.
It'll be right before because they take the break after the championship Sunday.
There's going to be a week in between, or there should be a.
So when is the Super Bowl? The 8th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might go not to the Super Bowl, but I might go to San Francisco, like to watch it somewhere because it's in San Francisco. It's only 3 hours away.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, when I was in college, they did that one in Phoenix, and I went to downtown Phoenix during it. It was a fucking madhouse, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went. Cool. I mean, while we're on that, I went to Miami. I went to the Saints Super Bowl. And we went to all the playoff games in that
season.
The game. Yeah. I've been to. I mean, I saw the Saints' first ever playoff win in New Orleans in 2000 against the Rams, a wild card crazy game. Yeah, and then that run, the Saints had home field advantage. So, and we had season tickets, so we had first dibs to the games. So we saw the Cardinals at home, Kurt Warner's last game, I think. Brett Favre was on the Vikings that last game, and then Miami against the Colts, and it was phenomenal. And the atmosphere around the place, it's a whole thing, you know. So like, even if you don't go to the game, just go down there and mingle into the festivities, and like, especially if it's in San Francisco, the weather's gonna be good. So like, it's definitely worth doing. That's why I was telling you, Blake, once in a lifetime.
You and I saw a Saints playoff game.
Yes, we did. Me, you, and Zach
in a very special environment.
That was phenomenal. I mean, the game into Tipper, experiencing New Orleans on a head full was special. So I'll cherish that forever too.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right.
Cool. Let's get into the movie.
Yeah, so I picked Ballad of a Small Player. Is an Edward Berger, I think Edward Berger is the director. It is a Netflix movie, and this movie is wild. I was really excited, obviously, because it's a gambling-esque movie, and I love those movies. I thought the visuals based on the trailer were going to be awesome. So I went into it blind. I didn't know anything about it, didn't know anything about the story, just knew Colin Farrell was in it. And I knew it was going to be one of those movies that I was either going to love or fucking hate, and it was going to be weird. And I loved it. There's a lot of interpretations of how this movie can be, how you can read this movie, what you can think happened, things like that. I'll tell you guys what kind of my thoughts are afterwards. But yeah, such a great ride. And I found myself just like, it was one of those movies that after it ended, like Amanda had fallen asleep, and I was just like sitting there, just like digesting the movie, like in silence, and just thinking about it and all these things. I thought it was so fucking good, and think it tells a very poignant story. And yeah, I thought it was cool. What did you guys think? Did you go in blind? Do you have I don't know, Trey? You can lead us off.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I also went in blind. I knew nothing about it whatsoever, and then Colin Farrell was in the opening scene, and I was like, oh, Colin Farrell's in this movie. I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really colorful. I just watched it, like, I finished it an hour before we recording, so I'm pretty fresh on it. Which, by the way, in the future, I might ask if we can review a movie at the beginning of a podcast if I ever do that, because it's kind of nice to come, like, right off the film.
True.
But, it was confusing at times, and, like, high stakes, and I think Colin Farrell did a fantastic job. The visuals were great. It is based on a novel, so if you have an interest in reading that, I would be super down.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling that maybe the novel might be a little more concrete in its ending, maybe. But I don't know. I mean, I what do you think happens at the end? I kind of think that he might have like killed himself.
Anthony, I want to hear Anthony's take before I say what I think of the ending.
I saw this movie like a week and a half ago, or a week at least ago. So I'm trying to recall the ins and outs of this movie, because I know there was a lot of like things that would like throw me off until it made sense. Like, you know, Colin Farrell has like throughout the film like a hunger he can't fuel. You know, so like, what are those ghosts? There's like a ghost of there's a term that they use in this movie, and they keep referencing back to it. It's like the ghost of greed or something.
Hunger
The
Ghost.
yeah.
It's like,
So
yeah.
it's like so that's kind of happening, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting, right? And then you know, initially at the very beginning of the movie, I thought Colin Farrell was like this legitimate poker player, and then he's like, I watch him bend these cards, you know, like so dramatically.
Oh,
up.
dude,
I'm
gave me
like,
so
oh my
much
God,
anxiety.
like, what are you
I fucking
doing?
hated it.
What are you doing? So, I spent a lot of time learning the game that they're playing. Baccarat, is that what they're playing? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Because
Baccarat.
I had,
Yeah.
Do you know how to play that?
well, I had not.
Either of you know how to play
Well,
it?
now I kind of do, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
I had never learned or been taught how to play that game before, so that was kind of interesting to me too. But just y'all refresh me. What happens at the very end? Because honestly can't remember it all right now.
At the very end, he like stares into it's either the pool or
It's a puddle. It's
yeah,
a puddle like near the ocean.
Yeah, he like I couldn't remember if it was a pool or puddle. And he like sees the reflection of Dao.
Dao Ming, yeah.
Yeah, like the girl who like he I think that he was like hallucinating the entire. He was hallucinating that he was with her the entire time. And he sees the reflection, basically, and then he like dances with the British like operative or not operative, but like PI or whatever that's been following him around.
Character,
yeah. He dances with her, and then but the very last scene is her reflection in the puddle. Dao Ming's reflection in the puddle.
Right.
And it's after he basically throws away his stuff at the end.
Which is infuriating.
Well, there was an early scene, like at the very beginning of the movie, where somebody falls off of the balcony. Is that that was in this movie, right?
Yeah. It's the very beginning, yeah.
Yes.
So
that's someone that owed her money.
Okay.
So Dao Ming was like a loan shark, essentially. And someone, spoiler alert, and someone owed her money. And that's kind of how it starts. And she feels really shitty that this guy killed himself. And then she says that she's going to kill herself. And he's like, don't do that. And then she supposedly does it.
Here's a theory. This is my take on the movie, and I was reading afterwards about it. So the theory is that he's the one that jumps at the beginning, and he dies at the beginning. And the rest of the movie is essentially his spirit stuck in
like limbo,
basically in a purgatory, right? On the edge of hell and heaven, which is why that he has that conversation where the guy tells the joke about the gambler being like, oh, if I'm in heaven, because he's winning all the time, and he's like, if I'm in heaven, I hate to see what hell is like. And the guy's like, you are in hell.
You always win.
And so the end of the end of the movie, he's winning nonstop, right? He's winning, and the theory is that the actions that he takes in the movie are his spirit trying to get out of this purgatory, right? So the fact that like when he's talking to Dao Ming and she tells that story about the hunger ghost and how they eat and eat and eat and they're never full and they're never satisfied, which is why you always see him gorging on food and it never being enough. Like he just keeps eating, and he keeps seeing that spirit in the reflection, in his reflection, like a demon basically in his reflection. And so the end of the movie, his spirit passing on to like actually heaven, he gets rid of the gloves. He's like, I hate, he leaves the gloves, he throws the cigar out, he's like, I hate cigars, and then he burns the money. And part of that Buddhist ceremony is essentially giving money to the spirit world, right? So that was kind of his final act of, I'm getting rid of my vices, I've broken my addiction, and like my spirit is released. Which is, I knew like the first death because they portray it, they make it look like it's him jumping because he goes to the bathroom, and then the next scene he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom because he loses, and then there's a body jumping off the thing. So I was like, am I missing something? Like I thought that was him. And so there's kind of open interpretation, right? Some people think that's the case. Some people think, like Trey said, that he dies at the end of the movie or that he was dead at some other point. But yeah, I thought it was super like interesting that there were so many kind of open-ended interpretations of it. And I thought it was, I don't know, just poignant, like a film about addiction and what it can do to you and what it can do to your fucking soul, right? Yeah. Like honestly. And yeah, I just thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really well made and super I couldn't turn away from it.
Right.
You know, I couldn't, except when he was bending the fucking cards like that. I was like, I can't.
That was rough.
I can't,
That was rough.
I can't look at that.
But I bet this movie pays
this?
rewatches
Was it
big
going
time.
like that?
No, God,
Yeah, it was like
so
that.
bad.
It was like
It was,
that.
you could hear it, and he's just creasing the cards. I'm like, God, this is fucked.
Oh, it was driving me crazy.
I'm gonna grab my charger real quick. Y'all keep talking, and then we're gonna do the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I think Baccarat. I need to start playing some more Baccarat because Baccarat's like the simplest game ever. It's like so straightforward.
I guess I will withhold their exact identity, but it's someone that you know who's in my inner circle. They just went to Biloxi, and they said that they won a bunch of money playing Baccarat.
Yeah, it's like literally.
Is it it's like the opposite of 21 or blackjack kinda, because like you're trying to stay right at 10. Is that like,
no 9? It's whoever's
9.
closest to 9.
And then if you go over, so like right now I drew a 10 and a 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean that I have a 3?
So that's 3,
and then I get another card?
You
and
don't
so
get. There's only certain aspects where you get another card.
Okay.
So there's certain rules. So the banker gets another card between a certain set of numbers, and the player gets a certain set of cards or another card after a certain set of numbers. But what's confusing is you're not the player, you're the banker, which people get, which is really confusing. So when you play Baccarat, you're the banker because you're giving the money essentially. But yeah, you're just trying to get closest to 9, and you're betting on whether or not the player or the banker is going to win. It's like the simplest type of gambling you could possibly do, but it's entertaining for sure. I don't know. I hate gambling games that are like totally up to fate. You know, like Baccarat is like roulette. Like it's just totally up to fate. You have no say in the matter whatsoever. It's not like blackjack where you can determine, oh, I'm gonna hit here, I'm not gonna hit. You know, it's like you're just hoping that the cards work out in your favor, and maybe there's a ghost or a spirit behind you kind of guiding your hand the whole time. I think that's what
just like life.
That's what you're aiming for, you know? But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. I thought Anthony was going to love it, and Trey, I thought you were not going to like it. So I'm glad that was not the case. Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's good.
Very nice.
I'll say this too. There's another movie, because I kind of got these two movies intertwined in my head a little bit, but another movie that came out recently called Surat has a similar approach to this kind of life death in between stage, very Eastern influenced movie, but yeah, great pick.
Hell yeah. Sweet. All right, so Trey, tell us what the album is next week, and then we'll spin the Wheel of Fate in time for the movie.
Yeah, so notably, we have not discussed the passing of Bob Weir that just happened last week. We're kind of going to save some of our thoughts, comments, and reflections for our next episode when we do Ace by Bob Weir. I think probably a monumental death in the world of music in general, obviously in the world of improvisational jam music, but you know, it's something that deserves a full episode, so it's something we're going to talk about. It's, I think, in a lot of ways, like, something we've been not waiting on, like, in a positive way, but, like, you just knew eventually that Bobby was going to die, and even though you knew that, like, it still really took, at least me, by, like, a lot of shock. Like, it's like, oh, like, Bobby's going to live forever. He's insanely healthy, and, you know, he, like, plays 200 shows a year still, and, you know, obviously he was battling cancer for the last 6 to 9 months, I think. So, yeah, some more thoughts and reflections on that after we review Ace by Bob Weir.
Fuck yeah. And for movies, we have Anthony picked the categories. It's my movie picks. We have Based on a True Story. We have First Time Watch for Blake. I don't know why I got thrown under the bus here. We got Made Before 2000. We got Guy Ritchie film, which I thought was interesting. And we have Spinner's Choice. Are we ready? Trey, are you ready?
Well, before we...
yes, I don't have my piano, so I'll have to just do
can
it.
We as a collective decide right now to either reveal Blake's choices after the fact, even if they don't get picked, or not? Thoughts on that? I just want to know where Blake's head is at.
You just want to know what the Guy Ritchie film would be.
Well,
be honest. God's watching.
Yeah, I want to know what all of these movies are, to be honest, right? But Blake,
sure, but I'm fine.
I'll do it
I like
this
that
time.
conceptually in general.
Yeah.
I'll do it this time, but I don't like doing it every time because I reuse movies that don't get picked.
Okay.
So I'll do it this time for Anthony's sake. All right, Trey, you ready?
Yeah.
Hit it.
Wheel of fate in time, wheel of fate in time, wheel of fate in time. It's a first time watch for Blake.
Okay.
Now, I'll say
So
this. I want to
this
tell you,
one,
Blake. I said first watch for Blake because I know that you're picking the movies, but like, just so you don't ask us if we've watched this movie before you pick it, right?
that's fair.
That makes sense, yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's time, and I think Anthony's going to be happy for this, but we're going to go with 28 years later.
Oh,
I think it's
fuck
time.
yes.
Oh, okay. It'll also be a first time watch for me.
Yeah,
Oh my
because
gosh.
I've been sitting on it forever. Anthony keeps pushing us. You got to see this. You got to see this. You got to see this. I haven't watched it, so now it's the perfect time. I got a
I'm so
reason.
excited.
There we go.
I'm so excited.
Nice.
Okay, so the backups were first off, not a single Guy Ritchie film looked remotely interesting to me. I had
How
the
would you say that?
He
You just
doesn't
say that
know
just to
Guy
hurt-
Ritchie.
hurt
That's
me,
the
man.
truth. Like that is the
I
You
truth.
say
don't. I
that to
truly
hurt me,
don't.
man.
So I had The Covenant just because Jake Gyllenhaal
Solid.
was in
It's
it.
a solid.
Made before 2000, I had Groundhog Day, which also would have been a first watch for me because I've never seen Groundhog Day. And based on a true story was Pawn Sacrifice. Have you guys watched this?
Never heard of it.
So it is the story of, hang on, I used to remember
Ponce
his
de Leon?
name. No, it's about Bobby Fischer. So
the
he
chess
was a
player?
chess
Wow.
player. Yeah, he was a chess player. He was played by Toby Maguire, but Bobby Fischer, very interesting guy, very off the wall. His life story is insane. He's crazy. Toby Maguire plays him excellently. I thought you guys would find it really interesting. So maybe we'll keep that in the back pocket to do at some point. It may come back around in the Wheel of Fate in time. But yeah, those are what we missed out on. So we are going to do 28 years later.
Yeah.
So here we go.
That's the first one, right?
No, that is the
No, that's the third
first
one.
of this new trilogy. It's on Netflix.
Wait, so do I have to watch all three?
No, you do not. Well, it's so here's the thing. They did 28 days later. Long time ago, Danny Boyle, Alex Garland. Then they did 28 weeks later, which is different director, still Alex Garland writing. Then they did 28 years later last year. But they're really building a new trilogy off of 28 years later. So watch that one on Netflix. And if you like it, go to the movies and see this Bone Temple. And know that there's a third movie on the way. Alex Garland and Danny Boyle going to finish it up. So I'm fucking so
I got a bone temple for you.
ready.
Oh, hey, like to fuck. Cool. All right, well, I will probably watch that. Try and watch it a little earlier in case I want to go back and watch the other two and really make your week.
I'm telling you, it's a hell of a
First off,
series.
I will say, if you're not pirating, 28 Days Later is really hard to find to watch. Like last time I tried to find it, it wasn't on Amazon. It wasn't anywhere streaming. Like it was very fucking hard to find.
Can't
so I
even
had
rent it?
no, dude. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I have it. I had somebody pirate it, so it's on the Plex server. But like, it may be streaming now that it's getting Steam. But back when I tried to do it, nah, dude, I couldn't find it fucking anywhere. So
I would, Blake,
just
if
keep that in
I
mind.
if I gave you a hard drive with any movies on it a long time ago, dig in there. Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
Just find
Okay.
Danny Boyle, and it may have them both in there. I don't know, but hell
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
All right.
Working on it.
Peace.
Peace.